Sunglasses. I did that to make it go far away. They were always with the grandmother. And the grandmother would always make that sound, so the kid adopted the behavior. I think that's hilarious. I think that's hilarious.
And so,
If we speak like this, you'll be able to see our face. There, I think we're good, I think.
cool.
All right.
Okay. All right, welcome everybody. Look into my eyes. Of course, it wouldn't be a World Hypnosis Day if we didn't have a pocket watch, right? Right. Welcome everybody. I'm Jim Kellner. I'm the president of the local chapter here. I'm also a stage hypnotist, hypnotherapist, all around swell fella. So I'm going to kick this party off. Before I do that, though, I want to ask you all to please give yourselves a round of applause. Yeah. This is the first like in-person celebration of World Hypnosis Day that we've done in quite a few years for the organization. So we're really excited about that. Also, everybody who's able, could they stand up for a minute? Everyone just stand up. So if you live or work here in King or Snow County, go ahead and sit down for us, please. Give them a round of applause. Yeah, you are. If you came from the west side of Washington, have a seat.
I think I was in the
So-
first one. I just moved.
West side, like not Eastern Washington?
Yeah, if you're not from Eastern Washington, have a seat. So no Eastern Washington people.
Yeah, King County.
Anybody else from Washington in here that's standing? No. Sir, where are you from?
Oregon.
Oregon. Give it up for Oregon, everybody. Have a seat, Dan. Dan Hedrick, good friend, one of my hypno besties, came all the way up from Oregon to visit us. So
Wow.
that's awesome. I hope that we can all repay the favor and come down to Oregon sometime.
Sure. I mean, I'm married. I gotta get out of the house once in a while.
That's
You're
right.
married now, finally.
Exactly. So finally, indeed.
Come on down, hang out for a day.
We're really excited. We're really happy. We were able to get a really kind of a special deal with this room rental because one of our members is also a Shriner, and so I want to just invite this gentleman up to kind of talk a little bit about what Shriners does and that kind of thing. So, Mr. Brian Bay, please.
Yay, Brian May.
Well, thank you, everybody. On behalf of the Nile Shrine and the Divan, which is the executive leadership team, I wanted to thank you guys for coming out, welcoming you guys, and give you kind of just a brief thing about what Shriners do. We're a Masonic organization that the emphasis is on raising money and providing health care and kind of emergency medical care to children, regardless of the family's ability to pay. So a quick example, about a year and a half ago, we medevaced a 16-month-old baby out of Monterrey, Mexico to our burn center in Galveston, Texas. The child got bit in the leg twice by a brown recluse spider, and it just so happened that the attending physician was working on the child. He says, "Oh, look, I've done all I can with what I can do. He needs a burn center." He called a guy in Florida, his counterpart, that happened to be having dinner in this room next door to us. And he says, "I need $35,000 for a medevac flight." And we said, all right, we had the ability to say, green light everything within 24 hours. The child's on an operating table in Texas. I think the morning after surgery, we got a phone call. Doc saved the child's life by an hour, and if there was a 2 to 3 hour delay, the child doesn't live. So the child spent about 4 months in the hospital, a couple of skin grafts and things like that, and family received absolutely no bill. So not only did we say, hey, Merry Christmas in whatever time of the year it was, you know, you guys don't have to have this financial burden over your head. So we do that, you know, even if it's like a sports injury. A good friend of mine, his daughter was playing volleyball, had some bunions removed, and now she can wear heels and is in college. But so by you guys coming out and renting the venue, even though there was a discount, a good lion's share goes to the temple itself so that we can continue doing cool stuff like that. So if you guys do have a child that is in need, somebody gets hurt, there's, you know, anything, reach out. We will figure out a way to sort something out if there's a way for us to do that. But it's a beautiful day. I hope you guys enjoyed the drive into, you know, Bushwood Country Club in the Pacific Northwest. And I think you guys are in for a wonderful treat. I'll be the first testimonial to kind of give Jim some street credit. I'm having the conversation with you guys today because of that man. Additionally, with Dan Hedrick, I can't tell you guys that, you know, without getting emotional and everything, it's because of you guys I'm here and I've had the successes that I have, and I'm really excited for the next chapters and stuff in my life. So also to get to see me kind of hobbling around, I had a minor surgical procedure on my leg yesterday, so I've got ace bandage from my ankle to my groin. So it's not that I'm in pain, it's just the mobility is a little challenging. So if you see me putting my leg up, that's why. But other than that, relax, have fun, take in a lot of knowledge, and we're gonna have a great time today. So thank you guys for all for coming out.
Yay, Brian.
Oh, of course. All right.
Okay.
Oh, no.
We are going to record all the presentations and put them on our YouTube channel. And so I'm going to be bopping up here and figuring out AV without myself being in the recording. I will figure it out. So let me know when you're ready.
Go ahead and go.
Okay.
Yep. So I do want to do an obligatory commercial for the NGH, the National Guild of Hypnotists. It's a worldwide organization. Highly recommend y'all join. However, if you don't want to join the international organization, you can join just us. You can. $50 a year gets you a ton of benefits, including community like this, education. We have monthly meetings. We have some of the world's best hypnotists come and speak to our groups that we have. Insurance benefit through the national organization. Gives you the ability to get some insurance. So all good stuff. Everybody who's NGH board member, please raise your hand. If you have questions about joining, come talk to any one of us, and we'll be happy to talk to you. All right, so, you know, when I was in school, especially it seemed to happen in college a lot. Oh, sorry, Dan. Danny wants me to stand right here. Okay, I've got to stand in front of this thing. I'm not used to just standing in front of a podium. Before I do that, so I just want everybody to know what we're doing, the way this is broken down is we're doing 2 talks per hour. There'll be plenty of time in between. We're just doing like 15, 20-minute talks. So there'll be plenty of time for hanging out, chatting with people, networking, that kind of stuff. We're having lunch at 12. Salads, sorry, Brian.
And soup.
Oh, and soup. So we're having soup and salad. If you didn't purchase one already, there might be a few left that you could get. We have Roy Hunter doing a keynote speech at 11 a.m. on the history of hypnosis. Our endnote speaker today, the fabulous, the wonderful Mary Lee LeBay. Thank you. We have a Stage Hypnosis show tonight at 5 p.m. Brian will be one of the participants in that, and maybe Dan will actually jump in and do a little bit. He's a hypnotherapist and stage hypnotist. And a couple other folks will be doing that as well. When I was in school, I want to do it again. I want to walk. People.
So you can walk backwards, but not to the side.
That's right. I just do this.
I learned
Okay, there we go.
that.
So I can remember distinctly in college, the instructor would say, oftentimes, there would be, not oftentimes, but sometimes the instructor would say something like, okay, now I want everybody to go and say, or stand up and say your name and what you do and that kind of a thing. I hated that. Oh my God. You won't believe this, but I'm actually an introvert and I'm terribly shy. I've broken through most of it. I fake it a lot, act like I'm not, but I'm terribly shy oftentimes. Hated it. Even going to networking meetings when you got to do your 2-minute pitch, it's excruciating for me. However, what I noticed when I did that, I was much more likely to talk to my other classmates. I was much more likely to make connections with people at networking meetings. And so, as much as I hated this, and I know as much as some of you, if you're an introvert, hate this as well, I'm going to, not quite yet, but in a moment, I'm going to invite all of us to stand up and take 3 minutes, and what I want you to do is just introduce yourself to somebody that you've never met before, somebody that you don't know. Just one person. And I hope you'll do that at lunch also. By the end of this, what I always try to do now when I go to a networking meeting is I set a goal, because why go to these things if you're not going to make connections with people, right? It's not just about the education, it's about the networking, about meeting people, collaborating, all that kind of cool stuff. I set a goal for myself to meet 3 new people today and make really good connection with one person. So maybe a deeper connection. Maybe we're going to have lunch sometime or coffee or something like that. Set a goal for yourself. It'll make this a much better experience, I think, professionally and maybe even personally. Some of my best friends are all hypnotists. So that's the way it is. If they weren't when I met them, I turned them into hypnotists. So what I'm going to ask you to do now, please stand up. Just introduce. Oh, and I also want you to tell them. I got to move away from this. I'm sorry. I also want you to. So sorry, people. Just listen. I also want you to tell them one interesting thing about you, so they're going to remember you. Not that they won't remember you anyway, just because of your brilliant smile. So what I'm going to tell you. My interesting thing, usually I say I'm a hypnotist, and that's the interesting thing. Well, not this time, so I was thinking something else. Unlike my friend Brian, who's done this numerous times, I have jumped out of an airplane with a parachute twice in my life. So that's my interesting thing. All right, go meet somebody. We got 3 minutes.
My voice works.
Yeah, well, you know, I've got my
Am I sitting? I want to go sit my dad over there.
Okay, great. I'm gonna put a ticket down. Did you get one?
You know, so, yeah, no, mine's really from one, so it's, they only give me one more.
We have 1 minute left.
Jake told me.
Yeah.
So, kind of like what Jim said, you have to tell
I've done the water.
the launch of hot air balloons. Or if they're low enough, if they're under 5,000 feet, it doesn't I do that to de-stress.
You do a lot of jumps.
I do satisfying stuff, but you're between 12 and 1300 feet off the ground, so you're standing in the door, you're watching feet there's nothing like 3 o'clock in the morning, 10 feet jump, and you just...
1, 2, 3, eyes on me.
We've lost control,
1, 2, 3,
Jim.
eyes on me.
We need a cowbell, Jim?
Yes, more cowbell. Now, really good to see you.
Great, thanks up, everyone.
Let's come together, everyone. We're on a schedule and we've already blown it.
If it gets too warm in here, let me know, and we'll figure out something with the thermostat, or pack this side door.
Just because it's my psychology, like,
It's so, isn't it interesting how the whole energy of the room changed? You notice that? Big difference, right? Yeah. Again, 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. We got a schedule, guys. Barb, take it in the hall, please. Go here.
let's see, I can shift over there. You guys.
All right. You guys notice how the whole energy of the room shifted? You can feel it, right? Yeah. It's different because you know some people are warmed up a little bit, and that's where I like to start things off. A little behind schedule. I'm just going to do something really quick for my talk. I want to talk to you about 3 concepts. I know most of you are hypnotists. Who's not a hypnotist in here? All right. Right. Well, most of us are going to be aware of the stuff I'm going to talk to you about, but what I find is I forget stuff. Anybody else? No? Right. So we know all these, and here's the other thing too. You ever notice, like you're working with a client and go, damn, this would really work good for me too, right? You're doing an NLP exercise, you do a session, you go, oh man, I need to listen to this one myself. That's just me? Okay, good. I find this all the time. And I remember I was watching Wayne Dyer one time on one of his PBS specials. You all heard the phrase, I'll believe it when I see it? You heard that?
Yeah.
Anybody know what Wayne Dyer said?
I'll see it when I believe it.
See it when you believe it. Well, I just got chills just thinking about it. I remember the first time I heard it was from him, and I was like, what? What is this wacko guy talking about? Right? I'll see it when I believe it, and I have found it's absolutely 100% true. Another raise of hands. Anyone here read Maxwell Maltz's Psycho-Cybernetics or one of his other books? Ah, yeah, and of course, Anna. If you haven't, would everybody agree that should be on your list this year? Honestly, it was written way back in the '60s or '70s. He was a Psycho-Cybernetics. You know, all those books in the '60s and '70s had those weird titles, right? You know, I mean, neurolinguistic programming. Nobody would have called it that today, right? But Psycho-Cybernetics is the book. Maxwell Maltz. He was a cosmetic surgeon back then. What he found was that somebody would come to him and they would go, "Doctor, my nose is too big. I feel unattractive. Nobody likes me because my nose is too big." You go, okay, let's fix that. We want people to like you. We want you to like yourself. Fix their nose. They come back a month later. How's everything going? People like you now? No, people still don't like me. Don't like me. You have a beautiful nose now. They still don't like me. I don't like myself. What he discovered is it is not the way we look, it's what's inside. And it goes even further than that, not just the way we look, but it's our self-image about everything in our life. So it comes down to, you know, do I think I'm capable of this or that based on my self-image? And I wrestled with this like crazy when I was a kid. I had no self-confidence. I had none, zero. And had to work my whole life to get past that. And I just want to invite all of you to do big things, whatever that means to you. For me, my idea of big things is, well, I run a couple of conferences now. So I'm the Pacific Northwest Hypnosis Conference co-founder and co-founder of the Performing Hypnosis Summit. So a couple of summits. But maybe for you, it's being a leader in the church. Maybe it's being just a leader at your local charity. Maybe it's you want to take a leadership position on this board. Think bigger. And we have the tools, right? We have the tools to do that. We can use hypnosis, NLP, all the other magic that we know, and we can make that happen for ourselves, just like we do for our clients. And I think if you read this book, you're going to get a lot out of it. One thing I would caution you, I read the book 30 years ago. I got almost nothing out of it. One thing I got out of it was that failure was okay, and that's the way to success. Fail forward, really. He gives a great example of how that works. Right, except for skydiving.
And you fell down.
Exactly.
Not a good idea.
Exactly. There are exceptions, of course. But that fear of failure gets in our way so often, and really, it's the failures that are going to lead you to success. The more times you fail, the more times you'll succeed. That's the way it kind of works out, just like in any kind of endeavor like that. But I read the book, but here's the thing. I didn't do the exercises. And there are exercises within the book. So I want to invite you, please, read the whole book once if you want, or do the audiobook. Or if you're broke, it's on YouTube. You can actually watch it for free. Now, I don't recommend that if you have the money, because I'm a content creator and I like to get paid. So I want other content creators to get paid. But if you're broke and you're not going to buy the book anyway, or you can't get it from the library, whatever, go on YouTube. But seriously, take the time to go through it, because what the real magic is in the imagination. It's imagination, Imagineering. Look around you right now. Pick up something on your table. Pick this up. Anything. Every single one of those things, where did it start? Up here. Somebody had an idea. I mean, there may be a couple things in the world that are human-made that was an accident, but for the most part, every single thing started up here, and then somebody put that into action, and that's how our lives can be. So, I'm going to use 3 NLP techniques. We're going to use them really quickly. We're going to do anchoring. We're going to do act as if, and we're going to do future pacing. Future pacing. All right. So, with future pacing, this is, you probably already used this, but it is just basically imagining yourself accomplishing whatever it is you want to accomplish. So for us today, it could start with just getting through this day, making those connections you want to make. Maybe it's you want to what you want to have for lunch, you know, how you want the day to go, and then maybe, and we'll go even a little bit further out for the next week, the next month, whatever you want to do. Act as if. Fake it till you make it. That's gotten some bad press lately. People say, well, fake it till you make it. Yes, I think it's just semantics. Act as if. If you act as if you're a supermodel, you almost have to become a supermodel. Now, you may not actually get a gig as a supermodel, but you'll start to look like one, you'll start to move like one, and maybe you will become a supermodel. You almost can't help it. If you eat everything a supermodel eats, if you walk the way a supermodel walks, if you do all the things that they would, this holds true for everything. I mean, the world's greatest hypnotist, like me. That's what I'm telling myself. I'm acting as if I'm the world's greatest hypnotist. I may not become the world's greatest hypnotist, but I become a damn good hypnotist when I act like I'm becoming the world's greatest hypnotist. So I hate it when motivational speakers tell you, you can do anything. And I'm like, right? I can become a ballerina today?
You'd look
I
great
can-
in a tutu.
Yes, I would. It look fantastic.
Thanks for the visual.
So I can get so I can get a gig at the Met. I can dance around. So there are of course within reason, but maybe I'm not going to become a world-class ballerina at age 50, taking my first ballerina class with a couple of pounds to lose. But could I become a better dancer? If you see me dance, I could definitely become a better dancer. It's not too far a stretch. Could I maybe do something at my local playhouse? All kinds of things. So aim for up here. You're going to get somewhere anyway. So what I want everyone to do, please stand up. We're going to do just a short imagination exercise. Remember, everything starts in the imagination. If you're incapable, like Brian, you don't have to stand. Please, if it's helpful for you to imagine things, just close your eyes for a moment. Set an intention. What if there's a life intention, or if there's a day intention, something like that, set an intention. Now I want you to imagine that place you want to be. Now maybe it's at the end of the day, maybe it's a week from now, a month from now, a year from now. And as you're there, whatever future part that is, I want you to imagine what you're seeing, hearing, and feeling. So maybe at the end of this day, you're shaking hands with people, you're saying goodbye, you're exchanging business cards, you're setting up a lunch date. Maybe a month from now, you are turning in a proposal to speak at a hypnosis conference. Or maybe a year from now, you're taking the stage as you become a motivational speaker. I want you to just imagine as you're at that goal, as you reach that goal that you have right now, I want you to just breathe in what it feels like. Imagine looking around, seeing the faces of people, feeling the energy around you. Notice what you see, hear, and feel. Notice the foods you eat, the way that you move your body, the car you drive, the house you live in. And then, I want you to amplify, take it up 10 times. And then in a moment, we're going to use anchoring. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to anchor it. And when I say anchor the next time, you can use whatever anchor you like. One of my favorites is to just snap my fingers, say yes, and imagine seeing yes in my mind. If you have a magic word for you, you can say that out. So everybody, 1, 2, 3, anchor.
Yes.
Again, yes.
Yes.
One more time, yes.
Yes.
All right, one more time, yes. All right, thanks everybody. Have a seat, please. All right. Yes. If you are using, if you're not using that in your work, please start. Now I am so incredibly.
Hold on, before you introduce me, I need to have my video.
Oh, yeah.
Turn on the-
Let me
turn
restart.
on my
Okay, yeah,
lights.
good. Good job.
I'm also going to restart this. So go ahead and just stretch your legs. We're going to
Stephanie Brown.
try to record each.
It's gonna be-
Technology.
Ah, stop. Oh.
Recording stopped.
Oh, thank you for grabbing those pictures.
It really, honestly, it's the least I can do. Yeah, I'm ready. Are you ready? Are you coming up, Tina?
I'm going to introduce her.
Oh.
Go ahead and press play.
Right.
Have her
Record.
come up from the side, because then she could walk right by her photo.
Good.
Recording in progress.
Everyone, I am very excited to introduce our next speaker. She's a fabulous hypnotherapist. She's also on the board. She is the current vice president. Everyone, she'll be speaking about breaking bad habits. Everyone, please give it up for Tina Worthy. Come on up, Tina.
Find that picture. Something.
Well, there's a bunch of cords under it, yes.
All right, the full title is Breaking Bad Habits with a Twist of Trance. Because hypnotherapy and hypnosis is one of the best tools to overcome addiction or a bad habit, hands down. I've had my own journey with many bad habits. And when does a bad habit turn into an addiction? There is so much misinformation about the word addiction as there are about the word hypnosis. There's a lot of very strange beliefs out there in the public about both of those nominalizations. So, when does a bad habit turn into an addiction? Any addiction is when you are wanting to change your state by turning to an outside something, whether that be a drug, another person, your iPhone. That's the newest huge addiction, and it's what's the word? It's very prevalent. But the truth about any addiction, bad habit, is that you're wanting the underlying root of that is anxiety. You want to change your state. So when we're just looking like the current traditional treatment of addiction, just focuses on the symptom, which is the substance, and they do nothing to address the root causes, which are all in that subconscious programming, those parts of us, those ego states. So I would like to offer some fresh opinions about about addiction. I'm very close to the subject because in my earlier part of my life, I battled with several. I'm from the entertainment world in LA, and when I would quit one addiction, I would quickly turn to another until that escalated. It wasn't until I found hypnosis and quantum healing and found out that, I have these answers within me. I have these parts that I can. And here's the biggest thing. There's a common belief out there that once you're an addict, you're always an addict. It's a lifetime affliction, and it's this disease-based model. Well, I'm sorry, but that's just horse shit. I am no longer an addict. That was something I did in the past. One of the most profound utilizations that we use in hypnosis is parts therapy. We address that ego state, that part that we label the addict. Then we discover what its positive purpose is, what its positive purpose is, and there's always a positive purpose. It's trying to make you feel better. It's trying to have you escape. It's trying to make you feel better about yourself. And some of its job duties are very empowering. My addict was very stubborn and tenacious and creative. So I can utilize those good qualities, but I can repurpose that part. And that part I no longer call the addict. That part is now my success meter. It's what drives me to succeed in my business or improving myself, because the focus is all inward. And there is a big problem in our, I'm gonna turn and talk about hardcore addiction, because this is a huge problem, and it's getting worse. I actually got a degree in addiction studies because I wanted to help change the system, again, out of this disease-based mindset, because all of the treatment centers are designed to keep you in the system. And it's another way to stigmatize a certain part of the population. And it's very depowering. I like to compare it with, where's my notes here? It's a very patriarchal approach to addiction. Patriarchy's definition of power is reliance on something outside of ourselves to make ourselves feel powerful. But real power comes from your heart, your courage, your love, your gut. So I would offer it's more of a feminine approach to this affliction we call addiction. We turn into the space within the container within us. I believe that a lot of reasons that people turn to drugs is they want to get high. They want to feel some sort of spiritual connection. They want to feel connected. They are not okay with how their perception of the world, so they want to escape from that, or they want to transcend that. There is such a spiritual component to addiction. And I'll just give you an example. I had a client very recently who just got out of an inpatient, and one of his relatives said, you need to try QHHT because you can connect with your higher self. And he intuitively knew that too. And when he had his session with me, he had the most profound spiritual experience. And he just knew that he was done with that addiction. One thing that the 12-step program will have you do is that you got to battle every day. Every day you're gonna, am I going to use today? And every day it becomes this battle. And you often turn your power away to this program, which again is something outside of yourself. But would you rather struggle with something every day, or would you just like take a clean sword and step into I am now a non-smoker or whatever, is what I tell people. You just step into a new identity. You retrain or repurpose that part. Take its strengths and give it new job duties. And when we do that on the subconscious or deeper mind, then we're actually changing the wiring in our brain. Because it truly is a quantum experience. A feminine approach is not linear. For me, one of the keys, this is where the past life element can come in. For one of my hypnosis sessions, I discovered that just prior to turning to the worst addiction in my life was to methamphetamines. Right after this love of my life broke my heart and exited my life, I was devastated. So I thought I needed this false courage, this false energy, just to function, and that very quickly turned into a very, very bad. My addiction got so bad that they wouldn't even accept me into treatment. They thought I was too far gone. But I did this past life regression where I was with this same man in the 17th century France. I helped him to attain nobility, and once he had attained nobility, he dumped me, and I ended up drinking and drugging myself to death. So here I am, the same opportunity with the same soul. I had the opportunity to shift that pattern, to make different choices this time. So again, that's a non-linear component to these energetic patterns that we call bad habits or addictions. There's always, that's deep to the root causes. I wanted to tell you that I've partnered with this outpatient program called Basic Steps Mental Health, which is one of the very few out here that's not disease-based 12-step. It's based in spiritual psychology. And when I say spiritual, I don't mean religious. We just believe that the power, the energy of love applied will heal all hurt. Amen. And I have these program where we do a 36-hour outpatient, which is great for people transitioning from inpatient, where you're in this cocoon, to transitioning back out into the real world. There's so many relapse because of that. You're in a controlled environment and then back out to the real world. So this is a way to bridge the gap, give you tools, give you ways you can self-counsel yourself. Not because of any program, but because we want to empower the person. And I've coupled that with 36 hours of outpatient plus 10 hours of hypnotherapy with me. And I've already had 2 people that have gone through that program. I'm really proud of us. So I wanted to leave you with that. And thank you so much for listening. And if you have any, the hardcore addicts, send them my way.
Where
Awesome.
is your program?
Pardon?
Where is Basic Steps Mental?
It's in Everett,
No?
and I'm trying to figure out how we can hybrid it so that I can facilitate it via Zoom as well as in person. That's easy to do. We're doing it here. So if insurance covers it, it needs to be a Washington state-based insurance. So we are covered by insurance, except for the hypnotherapy part.
Medicaid too?
Pardon?
Medicaid? Do you take Medicaid?
No. Yeah.
Right.
Insurance is a bugger. I'm also a mental health counselor, and I've had so many incidents where they just refuse to pay. And I can't work for no money. So anyway, I'm segueing.
Yeah.
But addiction, bad habits, hypnotherapy, it's the answer.
So is this I understand it's a service, is it also a program or something that you may be teaching in the future?
No. No. It's an outpatient program coupled with hypnotherapy. Okay?
Thank you, Tina.
All right.
We're doing networking time.
Did we do a raffle for the?
Oh, a raffle, yes. Okay,
Yes.
now, I counted 3 times, there's 22 of us here. I really, really hope that's true. I'm gonna count the tickets to make sure.
At the end of each of our speaks, we're giving away something.
We
So-
didn't get tickets.
What are we gonna give you, our tickets?
No, these are the drawing tickets. You didn't get a
We
ticket?
didn't get tickets.
Okay, Jody's coming with tickets.
Okay, yep. Who needs a ticket?
I'm gonna count these.
For this wonderful box of chocolate candy covered almonds.
Woohoo! Yeah. Here's my ticket.
I got mine.
have a sugar.
Let's will it.
Well, I see the. Many reasons to not have it.
Who's gonna draw the ticket?
You are just counting them.
Oh, I am.
5, 10,
I won't draw mine.
20. Yeah, I'm not sure this is mine. Do you always have the one that says keep this coupon?
Jim's trying to
Check
get
your
an extra
tickets?
one. There you go.
Okay.
Organizing as we go.
We should have like a bingo thing where it rolls across.
I want to do it.
Yeah, no.
You want? Okay, 602-1137.
1137. Do we have a
Is
1137?
that you? Good thing you found your ticket.
Okay, these are thrown away now.
This is mine.
The two that are used.
So much for that ballet. Ballet next week.
Life's about just chocolates anyway.
Exactly.
Very good.
So Roy is running behind, or we're not sure what's going on there. We're going to give him a call, find out what's going on. So we're going to go ahead and just take a break, hang around, talk to each other, have fun, grab some pretzels. And coffee.
I'm gonna go to my. My dog is with us.
You have to go to pool. The junior section and get an extra large. So you look.
Where you been hiding? Oh, okay.
Thanks for watching. We're taking a break.